Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the J Gemini. Today I wanted to make a video that I'm actually super excited about, been wanting to go ahead and put together, and it's something that I feel is really hot. And that's just, what's the best $50 knife out there? You know, a couple years ago, to get a good knife, you had to spend between 100 and 175, and as Nick Shabazz said, anything over that amount, it's kind of diminishing, return, as far as what you get. You can really get a titanium frame lock, you can get, flippers, paramilitaries, everything you really need within that range. But recently here, there's been some brands really hitting it out of the park. But today I wanted to show you a model from one of those brands that you're probably not aware of. It's been dwarfed by its brother or sister. Of course, I would like you to like, subscribe if you like the video, and I love seeing comments, being able to try and comment to every single one that goes ahead and comes through. But without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you to my little friend, the Little Fiend by Civivi Knives. So, as I go ahead and get started, the first thing I want to actually do here is I want to do a size comparison. So here is the Civivi versus a standard Victorinox, or Victorinox, sorry. Been watching too much Dutch bushcraft knives, trying to say it like them. Here it is compared with a paramilitary, or pair three. I mean, that wasn't wrong necessarily. As you can see, they're about dead on. And then, maybe for good measure, here's an S2 Arbiton 2. But you get the idea with the para and the Victorinox. So, going right into it, want to tell you what I like, love, what I dislike, and if it really matters, what I hate about your Civivi Little Fiend. So, jumping right into what I like about this knife. I like its overall shape. As you can see, seems pretty fast, pretty sporty, has a nice drop point to it, comes to a point, nice flat edge with belly, but it kind of is the belly also sort of tracks the whole way. It's not like super flat, like something like an Ontario, and then sweeps up. It has maybe a slight sweep the whole time. Also like the fact that you have a forward choyo. That's always a win for me. As well as these finger grooves. I usually like a knife that doesn't command you and tell you where you need to hold your fingers, but this just really, really kind of puts it into play. And that's where I was going next, is the ergos of this knife really, really do just sort of work. You could choke up on the knife, really lock in, lock back here, hold it back here. You get a full finger grip. Now, I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but I feel like anybody would be able to get a full handed grip on this knife. Just about anything really, really feels pretty comfortable with it. Next thing, they say it on videos like Blade HQ and stuff, but until you handle one, you really, really get an idea of the fit and finish and quality of one of these Civivi knives. It's really outstanding for what you're paying. I mean, lockup, just where I love it, the whole thing on the blade, but nothing over. Your centering is about the best I've seen, honestly. I've seen some wheeze even, which is, I know, the bigger flagship company, and they've even been off-centered, so this is perfectly dead on. The G10 liners, scales, are actually chamfered, which give it this really luxurious fit together look. All the, sandblasting is the same, there isn't any sort of little missing markings, anything like that. So yeah, that's what I like about it. Its overall shape's pretty attractive. Ergos, definitely there. Fit and finish, bang on. What I love about this knife? Well, I think actually the biggest thing that I love about this knife is really bringing on over our friend again here. A definite keeper in my collection, as alongside my favorite knife, the Bug Out, and that is my Para 3. You look at the blade shape, you look at the overall style of the knife, they seem like long-lost cousins. And what I love about this knife is, for me, this is a mixture of your Para 3 in its size and the blade shape and everything, mixed with the Manix 2. You get sort of this forward choil, this sort of sloped back that you get on the Manix 2. And you sort of somewhat get it here. Let me get that off screen. And then also another thing that's very Manixy is this sort of swedge where your finger lays in, goes down, and then up. Unlike the pair that has like the really big hump here, with the Little Fiend, it barely goes up like the Manix. I also like that it has this. I wish that was gemmed. But I really like that. The fact that this is kind of a mixture of those two knives, but at a smaller size. Next thing that I love with the knife is actually the action. So as you can see, I've been fidgeting the whole time, and my gosh, I mean, honestly, I've had Bestecs that are titanium, I've had Kaisers, I've even had Wii knives with not this good of an action. It's really, oh goodness, I can't do that like I can with the pair, but it's really, really fun, and there's different ways. You can flick it outwards like this, or you can flick it up here in the crease. You can, you know, you get the idea. You see that I've been doing this. And with the action, you can just like light switch it, or you can just press, which is actually the first flipper that I've ever had to press. All the other ones you've actually had to pull back, and I kind of like that. Doesn't put a lot of wear on your finger. So that's what I really, really love about the knife itself. It's kind of its mixture between the Pair 3, one of my favorite knives, the Manix, which is definitely a good knife that I've reviewed with another video, and then of course the action. One thing I dislike about the knife, even though there's a lot of good here, first thing that I dislike about it is actually its size. Now, like I said, just off of camera here, just pulled in the Pair 3 and is identical. But with the way that this knife is set up, as far as the choil, and the way everything kind of fits together, this knife was 10% bigger, I feel like I'd really be hitting the mark. I'm sure they did that to get some sort of legal blade limit thing going on here. But with the way that the Pair 3, distributes everything, you just get a little bit more comfort. I mean, the grip is not bad, but my finger is kind of ramped up here instead of being here. You can sort of choke back on it. I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, it's a good knife overall, and it is called the Little Fiend, not just the Fiend, but I do wish it was just mildly bigger. The next thing that really bugs me is I love a forward finger choil, as you can see, but I dislike all these brands that have this choil. And even though this is definitely big enough, it's not like a micro choil that acts like it is. This is definitely a choil. I hate it when you just have the sharpened blade right there, and like if you just go like that, your finger's pressing right there. I don't know exactly what the resolution for that would be. You can see with the Para that they have this nub here, but that's not necessarily the fix with every knife company. I don't know. You don't want to take away blade length, but it's just one of those things, I guess, that you have to deal with. The next thing that I don't really like about that I dislike about the knife is actually the pocket clip. Love that it's deep carry. Overall design is simple. You don't really need to buy an aftermarket one. The only thing is it creates a little bit of a hot spot when you first get the knife. I've kind of gotten used to it now, but it's definitely something that if you kind of squeeze into it, yeah, it'll definitely dig there in the hand, create a little bit of a hot spot. A little bit better when you choke up on the knife like this. But yeah, that's something that I actually ended up going ahead and right off the bat noticing with this knife. So that's what I really dislike about the knife. Again, the size is nice. If it was just a tad bit bigger, I feel like everything would line up. The choil, although I love a choil, I hate when the sharpened bit is right there. And then the next thing is the clip. Not really the biggest fan of that. Oh, there was one more thing I just remembered, and that is, although the fit and finish in this knife is good, it's not perfect, and I'm nitpicking here, but I do have to list everything in case I get somebody that is wanting to buy this knife but is very anal. Although I'm pretty anal, and that is the swedge here that they actually cut is quite misaligned. This one's far back, this one's up a little bit more. Again, it's minor compared to the other perfections with this knife, and it is a $50 knife that you're getting all this niceness at the end of the day. One other thing that I did want to kind of mention that I like, sorry to kind of go all over the place, but this knife would also be this knife would actually be sort of a modder's dream, I feel like. The color is light enough that you could Rit dye, maybe not all the colors, but you could definitely change the color. And that's actually something I'd like to see in the comments below, because I'm either thinking of getting this knife Rit dyed like a dark forest green, or to actually go ahead and Rit dye it like a sort of faded yellow. Like if you've ever seen the Mora Eldris, that color yellow. Just let me know in the comments below. Another thing that's completely skipped my mind that I love, geez, I'm going all over the place, I'm so sorry, is actually just how lightweight this knife is. That is a big, and probably the biggest love that I didn't even think about. And this thing comes in at, what, 2.8, 2.9 ounces? It feels extremely light, much lighter than the Para 3, much closer to the Bug Out. And that's because if you can see inside, there's all this beautiful internal milling. Hopefully you're able to go in and get that they did on the knife. So that's also something that I absolutely love. And just, you know, I'm trying to make this a quick video, not too long. So anyways, wrapping it up, because I've taken enough of your time. Honestly, as I said at the beginning, I feel like this is something that is secret and not a lot of people know about, that really people should look into getting the Civivi Little Fiend. It is a masterpiece of a knife as far as what you're able to get. So honestly, up there with the Boker F3, this is another masterpiece on the list. I definitely recommend you checking this knife out. You know, you can get it on Amazon for like $50, $55, completely worth it. And if you don't like it, you could simply send it back and you're not really out anything. So anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Can't wait to make more fun content like this coming up. If you did like it, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the little bell as well. That definitely goes ahead and helps let you know when I'm going ahead and ramping up to make some reviews on some of the other knives that are shown here today and different products. But hope you stay safe with everything going on and have a fantastic rest of your week. Take care. Bye-bye.